guys, simerlypoe here and welcome back to another speed build video. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm simerlypoe and I make speed build videos. I hope you like them. So today I've decided that I'm going to build a Realm of Magic headquarter academy. I didn't like the one that they built. I thought it was really plain, really simple, there was nothing in it. I was like, what? When I first went into it, I was looking for the sages and I was like, what is this? You know, I don't understand. I do understand why they make it quite simple. I think they do it, you know, to help with the frame rate and lagging, etc., with people that don't have, you know, powerful computers, and also kind of, you know, so we can go in and do what we want with it. But I mean, you could have given us a little bit more. I mean, that's my only complaint about this pack. Apart from that, I'm absolutely in love with it. I really like it. I love the gameplay, I'm loving the way the objects look, I love all the debug objects. It's just fantastic, loving every second of it. I still haven't played much because I've just been building. I just, as you can tell, I'm obsessed right now. But you know, it won't last, I guess. I mean, you get a new one and university should be coming soon, fingers crossed. Let's really hope that we do get university. I mean, we're going to get it eventually. It's just, is it going to be the next expansion? I think it will be. I don't know, is it going to be November? I'm not sure. It's coming soon. I would say that it will probably be November time that we should get a new expansion. Let's hope anyway. So how are you guys all doing today? I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. How are you finding this pack? Do you like it? Or do you not like it? Let me know in the comments below. I absolutely love it, like I say, and I've been waiting for this one since the beginning. I loved making magic, if you remember that one. It was the best. I can remember, oh gosh, it was so many years ago, wasn't it? But I can remember doing a little fairground thing and turning people into frogs all the time. That was just the most awesome gameplay ever, and I haven't got to that in here. I got a curse the other day. I was making a machinima. I don't know if you guys have actually seen that. It was my first one. I love Let's Plays, but I'm not too keen on the kind of ones where people are talking over it. It's just not my thing. I know a lot of people absolutely love it, but personally, Poe just doesn't. It's not for me. But I do love machinima. I've loved it for a very long time, and I always wondered how I can make one. And I looked it up the other week, and I thought to myself the other day, do you know what? Let's just try it. So go and watch it if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. It's my first one, so it's not going to be perfect, but there's certain aspects of it that I loved. And I put the witch, I kind of did a witchy story in the middle of it, so I hope you like it, and let me know what you think, and if I should continue the series, because I'd really love your feedback, because it means the world to me. So also guys, I just hit 800 subscribers. Thank you so much. I think I'm on 810 now, but I don't want to get too excited because I might lose some, you know, if I announce it, oh thank you for 800 subscribers, and then all of a sudden they just disappear. I look like a right idiot. But you know, I'm getting there now. It's getting faster and faster. I'm feeling that, you know, the more I do upload, the more, you know, people find me. It's just so hard to be noticed on YouTube. It really is. There's so many creators out there, and it makes you think to yourself, you know, people don't like my stuff, but I know there's a lot of people that do. So, you know, I'm just going to keep doing me and see what happens. I'm not doing it for fame or fortune. I'm doing it because I love to build, and I hope you like watching my builds. So I mean, what I'm doing here, I've just gone around and built this building, the kind of frame of the building, and I'm just decorating the outside. I thought to myself if I should kind of do a like maze, but then I decided not to, and I just went for a little outside area just to make it look more pleasing to the eye. When you actually come into the magic realm, you can see this big academy with loads of foliage and trees and plants and things everywhere, because you know, witches, you know, they do, you know, do a lot of spell casting and things, but they're also great gardeners and herbalists and things like that. So I've done a lot of things like that in this build. I actually can't wait to kind of see what the modders come up with this. I'm sure they'll come up with some really dark things. It's going to be quite cool, I think. So I'm really looking forward to that in the next couple of months. I have actually heard recently that a modder is, we're not sure, it's a rumour, but there's this teaser the other day. I did see it from someone's YouTube channel, I can't remember, but they were saying that they're going to do a kind of like creator world for The Sims 4. But this is just all speculation, we're not sure. I don't know if you used to play that in The Sims 3, but I used to spend hours and hours just building my own world. But it was all open world, so it's a lot different. You can just move around, etc. I really hope that that is true, because I will absolutely go mad. It would just be everything to me. I do hope The Sims 5, when they bring it out, that they do make us let us have open worlds again, because that is one thing that, you know, ruined it for me. I love the open world and be able to travel wherever I want. So I'm just decorating the roof here, and I just find all these items, and I think this one here is one of the debug items, an electric tower or something, so I stuck that on the roof, and I just found these orbs and I'm putting them in just to make it look a bit more magical and spectacular. So that's what I've done there. And I'm just going around choosing objects. I used one bit of CC, guys, only one, because I wanted something like a sign on the front. So I used this Sabrina moon I found online and some lights. I will link that in the description below if you want to download it. If you do want to download this lot, it will just be without that moon there. That's it. I just had to. I couldn't help myself. I'm really enjoying the way this looks at night. I just think it just looks absolutely gorgeous. And you know, it's really weird because you go through all these objects and you find things that you've never seen before. So these lights, I was just going through and I found them in red. I was like, where, you know, this is an old light. I think it's one of the base game items, I can't remember, but it's red and I never saw that. I mean, how long have I been playing this game? It just shows that you think there's no, you know, it's all the same objects, but when you go through them, they are very different, and you can find some really unique colour schemes and swatches, etc. So I wanted to make it look a bit more magical, so I'm using these orbs again, and I'm just using them on top of the rooftops. So moving on to the inside, this is the main room here. It's the biggest room that I've done, and like I said, at first I wanted it to kind of be a dueling area, and then I thought, no, they've got a dueling area, there's no point doing that. So I've turned it into kind of like a library where you can search for tombs and do some meditation, and I've made it quite high, so I've made a domed roof with a glass paneling, and I've just put books over there, so when you look down it's a very, very tall building. So I'm just decorating around now, and I'm just putting loads of bookcases in, and I really like this room. This is probably my favourite one of the whole build, actually. I think I'll spend a lot of time here. So I'm just cluttering it up like I always do, and just placing a few chairs so people can just come in here and read and look at the books and etc, etc, you know. You can also do some dueling in the middle. I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, they're dueling all over the place anyway, so I'm just using these vampire items here, and I'm just putting in a few pictures, etc. I like these spooky pictures. I wish we had more of these. They're really cool. So I'm just decorating the walls as I see fit, and I'm just putting in a few cobwebs and some scratches on the walls and a few tables here, just so I can, you know, put some items on there just to make it look a bit more cluttered. And I come up with this idea to just put candles everywhere, and maybe I did go a bit overboard with candles and stuff, but you know, I feel that witches and wizards and stuff like that, they always have candles. They're very kind of old school, medieval kind of feel to them. So I'm just choosing all these different candles, and I'm just making a few bigger, a few smaller, and I'm just putting them in here, and I'm going to put a few meditation stools around this circle. I didn't want to use too many different candles, so I've just kind of stuck to the same colour scheme. So I found these sugar skulls again. I just thought they looked suitable, so I'm putting them just as decoration on top of the bookshelves, and I'm just putting a few potions and things on the table just to make it look cooler. I found the skeletons, so I'm just putting them in. I just thought they looked really cool, and I'm just putting a couple of books everywhere just for some clutter, just to make the room look a bit more interesting. As you know, I like clutter, I say that every time, so I do find that a lot of my builds are very full, very packed with things, but that is just me. I like the way that looks. I don't know how to do a clean build. I will try one day, but it will hurt me, I know, because I just like loads of stuff, and I just think it looks more interesting, and when I'm playing my game, I like it. I mean, you can go around and find things, etc. So moving on to the next room, so I've done 2 separate cauldron rooms. I wanted to do one for a white witch and one for a dark witch. So this one is for the light witch, so I'm just making it neutral colours, and I'm just going around and I'm just putting some objects like this wand in the case, and I'm just putting a seating area over here and just a cauldron in the middle. And I decided that I want to have like a walkthrough, I didn't want it to be open, so I put one of these beautiful door frames in, absolutely loving them, I'm using them all the time. So I'm just going around and decorating it and just making it look pretty to the eye. And I wasn't too sure, I feel that the camera was really annoying me on this, and I was trying so hard to try and get it. I do struggle with the camera, I really do, and I have learned a few more tips and tricks. You know, when I was doing my machinima the other day, I learned how to use these camera controls. I can't believe I didn't even know how to use them. I feel a bit stupid, to be perfectly honest. I always wondered, you know, when I see some of my friends on YouTube and I see them doing the cinematic camera controls, and I think that's really cool, how does she do that? And she has told me, but I just didn't pay attention, obviously. And then I looked it up the other day and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is how you did it. Anyway, moving on, I've gone to the next room here, so it's going to be kind of the same as the other room, but this is for a darker witch, the dark magic, so I'm making it a little bit more darker. So I've chose the purple scheme, I'm choosing darker sofa area and a few skulls and a few orbs, just to make it look like a kind of dark black magic room, you know, because obviously there's always light, there's always dark, so you can't have light without dark. So, and I know some people as well, they'd like to kind of, some people probably play dark witches, some people like to play white witches, so you know, that's what I've done. I just wanted to make it suitable for all. And then I put this little cat in because I thought, and a little gargoyle here on top of the shelf. Unfortunately, the potions, I don't think they work. Like if you try and sell them, and I know they don't work. I think they're fixing that, but I'm not sure if they do work. But I put a few potions from the Get to Work expansion in there. So I wanted to build a bedroom as well, because I mean, if I'm coming here with my Sims, I do want them to have somewhere to rest. I don't want to always use cheats. So I'm just going around just putting the items in, and I wasn't too sure. I'm just choosing options and choosing the colour theme. I wanted it to just be a normal room, nothing special, just somewhere that the Sims can come and relax and have a chat and listen to music, or just have a rest here in the bed. So at least I've got that there, so in case, you know, you do download it and you do play it, you don't have to keep going home every 2 seconds. It's really annoying, because when I was building this, my Sim kept going to work and stuff, and I was in the middle of doing something and it just kept going off. I was like, oh great, this is just wonderful, isn't it? It happened about 4 times, so I was getting really frustrated, and this build took me so long as well. It took me a couple of days to do. I wanted it to be perfect, and I hope it is okay. I mean, I've tested it and it all seems to work fine. I had a few issues, but I fixed that, I hope. So I mean, I have played it through and it's absolutely fine. So let me know if there is any issues if you do download it, and I can go in and fix that, or you can just fix it yourself, it's totally up to you. So on to the main room now. I wanted this to be like a seating area, like a living room, so when you first walk into the headquarters, you've got somewhere that the Sims can all gather around and just have a chat and just, you know, relax, etc. So I've put a bit of a fireplace in, I've put some chairs and some bookcases, just something to make it look pretty, and I'm just playing around with the objects, seeing what I can do here, and I'm just putting in a few crystals and a few wands, and I love the pictures that they've got. I wish they'd put a few more in, but it's a pack, it's not an expansion, so what do I expect really? So I'm just going around choosing the objects, and I wanted to make a few kind of statues, so I put the cat here on the plinth, and later on I just put it outside because it was blocking the doorway, and that really annoys me. I always tend to block up doorways every time I make a build, and I have to go back in and fix it. It really annoys me. So I'm just going through all the weird options, and I'm just weird objects, and I'm just choosing these here, and I thought I'm just going to put a few crystals on top of it, so I put them in, and as I'm going around choosing the objects, whatever I come across, I kind of just place it in. whatever I think looks good. So I'm going through them and through them and through them and coming across them and just keep going through the build and choosing things, and I'm thinking, oh, that's a good idea, let's do that. And I felt like I didn't have enough crystals in here. I was going to do a crystal room, but I run out of room, and I thought to myself, let's make a big basement area with more rooms, which you can always do. If you download this, you can go in and do that, but I just didn't have time. It takes too long and I wanted to get this video up, so I haven't done that. I might go back in and do that. And these glowing light things that come with the new debugs for the Realm of Magic are awesome. I'm using them all over the place, and as you can see here, I just put them on the pillars and I just put a couple of crystals just to make it look a bit more nice. I like these full decorations as well. I feel that they really suit here with kind of like the witchy theme, and I'm just making it look more homely in this section. So this bit here, I've decided that I'm going to do a little bit of a greenhouse, because obviously, well, not obviously, but witches, wizards, they do a lot of gardening and herbing and things like that. So I've made a little greenhouse here with a few plants that you can use when you come and craft your spells, etc. So that's what I've done. So the rest of the build is quite self-explanatory really, guys, so I'm going to leave you there. I hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, please leave me a like and comment below. I love any feedback, I love your comments, and if you haven't subscribed to me already, please subscribe. It really helps. I love all your support, and I really love making videos for you guys, and I'm so pleased that you stick around with me and you really enjoy them. So on that note, I'll leave you with a bit of music. Until next time, guys, bye.
Strangers running out of time. it a little bit of danger that we seek? Walking closer to the edge than we really should. Why do we let our hearts back out there time and time again? Is it looking for a home and a happy end? And we fight like gladiators, never mind about the failures. Fall down and rise again, fall down and rise again. And we roll the dice, roll the dice. Still we roll the dice, still we roll the dice. Still we look for the special someone to make us whole. Nothing could stop us, babe, we're fueled by hope. And in a time and age when love has come to die, we're taking another step and hope to fly. And we fight like gladiators, never mind about the failures. Fall down and rise again, fall down and rise again. And we roll the dice, roll the dice. Still we roll the dice, yeah. Still we roll the dice. Push that stone right atop that hill. Watch it tumble down, then we try again. Push that stone right atop that hill. Watch it tumble down, then we try again. And we roll the dice,